Dilip Cherian,
Yes.
I want to come specifically to these statistics. This is very interesting because you talked about Gen Z and about 7 out of 10 in Gen Z are willing to switch jobs in 6 months. I find that very, very interesting. Like people like us who work for like 20 odd years, for us it's going to be the long run. For them, 6 months is enough. Half of them are open to take on even fully remote workspaces, not even interact. Isn't that interesting? What happened there?
Meghna, at the risk of sounding like a geriatric, let me tell you that I employ between 300 to 400 people and have run a very large company, largely populated by millennials. The fact is that they do want to move jobs, and many of them also feel this point, which you will bring up a little later, feel entitled to a higher level of perks than their seniors. So this is all part of one package, which I call high entitlement employees. Now, if you're an employer, you need to understand, just as Kshitij said, between supply and demand, you also need to make a balance between effort, talent, and remuneration. So unless you're able to understand which of those young people are worth employing and holding on to, then yes, it's a great idea to allow for a certain level of employee turnover. The only ones who whine and complain are your HR departments, but otherwise you're actually getting cannon fodder at lower salary levels, because again they go back to square one and start at the bottom of the 0 to 2 year heap. So I think that many of these people either haven't woken up and smelt the coffee, or as Kshitij said, they are looking at perks which we don't consider seriously once you've settled into a city. Because, for example, a 2-hour commute in Bombay, in Mumbai, is routine today. And except for those who live somewhere along the coastal road or something, most commutes are taking longer and longer. And the other factor that's coming into these cities, the Hyderabad, the Bangalore, the Ahmedabads and the Chandigarhs, is the emergence of what I call the metro traveler. People are living at the end of the metro line to get lower costs, and they know that they can get in and be transported in a predictable manner.
Oh, that's an interesting one. The metro line travelers. So that transportation at least is one of the fewer problems that you have. But Kshitij, let's also look at the industry-wise breakup, the sector-wise breakup. Interestingly, you have IT right there. At the top most coveted jobs, the most paying jobs are coming in from IT, followed by manufacturing. You have telecom, e-commerce, logistics, and finally healthcare. Healthcare right at the bottom of this pyramid, IT right on top, Kshitij. Good days for you though.
It is, right? But again, this is all changing really fast, right? Especially with the emergence of AI, right? I know it's a buzzword these days, but it is impacting the sector. It's changing it much faster than what it is, right? For example, the jobs which you're seeing right now, you're seeing the most big salary in IT, and they will continue to be the most highly paid salaries, but not anymore for a junior level sectors, right? I know these numbers are seeing there, but the entry level jobs, right, for a basic coders, for a basic QA and all are going to go away in next 3 years, right?
Because
what
of more
will
AI.
come,
yes,
exactly. But what will replace that is prompt engineering. What will replace that is AI, data science, right? What will replace them is a different kind of jobs altogether.
Okay.
And I think that's another key thing which I'm seeing a shift, which probably India can also adopt. Like in the past, the methodology was like, you have to complete your education up till 22, 23 years of age, and then you look for a job, right? I think as of now, with the AI and all, it has enabled that a 15 years old guy who just passed out of a 12th, he can, he can also go and easily learn these small things, and he can also go for a job, right? I think the world is shifting so fast, and in the US, it hasn't already been happening. After 18 years, you have to kicked out from your house and you start making your own living. But I think that things will automatically come in India as well, where the IT will see a lot of adoption. And now coming to healthcare, again, we haven't seen much new things in the healthcare sector yet.
Innovation
but again,
has been
with
less.
Innovation, yeah. But again, with this AI coming into picture, I know I've seen a company recently who is actually investing a lot in claim processing and all for healthcare, where in few seconds, like you can get a claim approved, right, with the doctors. Like there is a MRI scan, right, where you can read an MRI scan or X-ray scan through AI. So a lot of AI adoption is still left in this healthcare, in logistics and all, and that will again change
That's
the
an
industry a
interesting
lot.
point. Although we weren't supposed to be discussing AI, but now that Kshitij has raised it, your thoughts on it, Dilip, how do you think AI is likely to change the dynamics when people are willing and capable of working from home, when you have AI bots doing a lot of the jobs? Do you think all of this that we see on our screens, this entire survey, may just get a new trend, may get a makeover?
Meghna, without a doubt, there are two things which I can see happening. One is that you really need experienced people to run competent AIs. And the second thing is that there will be new jobs, people who work on LLMs, large language models, people who can do prompt engineering, people who can optimize answering, and people who can actually find out where the AI is actually beginning to make a fool out of you. So there are new skills and new developments coming. They can actually be absorbed by much younger people. So while your decoding of salaries may actually change a bit, it is quite possible that for some of these specialist tasks, the best and the brightest will get paid a lot more than people with 10 years of experience. So domain
That's a very
expertise
relevant point.
will continue to be
Domain
important.
expertise, and of course you throw in the cost of living. It's not just about your paycheck. It's what you make of it. The larger skills which are going to be coming in, and also your quality of living. These are going to be perhaps the indicators. Unfortunately, gentlemen, we are running out of time, but hopefully all the viewers today have learned something new, which is the city which is paying you the most. Well, you have your answers today. Thank you so much, Dilip Cherian as well as Kshitij Agarwal, for joining us. Without a short break.